Good day, everyone, and welcome to Home at the Hollow. My name is Glennis, and welcome to my kitchen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today's recipe is a true classic. It is for a slow cooker meatloaf. Yes, a very humble meatloaf, but you all know that I had to give it my own little twist. Exceptional flavor, not dry at all. Y'all will absolutely love it. So if you are interested in a very quick, although it is a slow cooker, a quick to prepare recipe, or if you would just like to come and hang out with me for a little while, then I hope you keep watching. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my glaze. I have roughly 1 cup of ketchup. Now, I went through my fridge and my pantry, and what I really wanted to do was to make 1/2 cup ketchup and 1/2 cup barbecue sauce. I'm out of barbecue sauce. Honestly, didn't have time to make it today, so a cup of ketchup, or you can do 1/2 and 1/2 like I wanted to do. I've got just some yellow mustard. I have a couple of teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. If you have just regular vinegar, that's okay too. 1/4 cup of lightly packed brown sugar. And I'm going to add, now this is a whole, like a medium onion, as chopped as I could get it. If you have a food processor and if you want it a little bit finer, that's great. But I did mine by hand, so I'm going to add just a couple of tablespoons of a medium onion in this. And this is going to be our glaze. But we are going to add a little bit of it to our meat mixture here. Just going to set that aside. Now what I have here is 2 pounds. Now, I do have some very, very lean ground beef here. I found that in using this recipe and actually quite a few others, you know, the leaner I go, it's a little bit dry, you know. So what I've done is I've got 1 pound of very lean ground beef, and I have 1 pound of just ground pork sausage. And I'm just going to give this a mix. This will add an incredible amount of flavor and will definitely make your slow cooker meatloaf very, very tender. I've got this as mixed up as I can with the fork. I don't want to overmix it. That's another thing that's going to make your meatloaf kind of tough. I'm going to add the rest of this onion. And over here I have my dressing mix, stuffing mix. I have 2 very well beaten eggs I'm going to add to this. And yes, at some point my hands will get in there, but right now I just kind of want to get this just a little bit moister. I'm going to add roughly 2 tablespoons of our glaze. looking pretty good. I do have a cup of milk poured out, and I'm going to just really take it pretty slow on the milk. I don't want to I don't want it to swim in there. That's about 1/4 cup. I wish I could give y'all a formula like the whole cup, but there's a lot of varying here. And I'm not really sure if I misspoke before, but this is just ground pork. This is not pork sausage like you would turn around and, you know, cut patties into or anything like that. This is just plain ground pork. I don't know if you have like pork sausage already. I don't know how the spices, you know, are going to jive with everything else. So, but if that's what you have, then certainly that's what you have. I'm going to put just a little bit more. I don't want to go too heavy on the milk, because it's looking pretty good right now. And it's looking good. I mean, the milk will soak into the dressing or the stuffing mix, but, you know, I'm going to say that's good. That was about 1/2 cup of milk. And certainly if you want to experiment, but I want to make sure that the meatloaf doesn't fall apart when I go to cut it. I do have my small slow cooker. I do have it lined with foil, and that's to simply make this mixture here easier to lift out when we're ready to eat. I thought I had, yeah, I've got a bigger one. And it's looking not bad. Not bad at all. Let me get something to wipe my hands with. Excuse me for a moment. Let's just see. Yeah, it looks like it's holding together really, really well. And if I can get this out of here, and just, I don't think I'm out of camera range. Sorry, guys. Just give it a good plop in there. And I'll see if I can get this moved out of the way so you can see. It is holding its shape. I'm going to take about, this is 1/4 cup of the glaze mixture. The rest of the glaze mixture I'm reserving, and I'm going to just simply skim this over the top and turn this on low for 6 hours. We are at 6 hours on low, and I put in my temperature probe, and we are at 196 degrees, and by rights that should be very good for this. I believe for a meatloaf it's 160 degrees. So I'm getting ready to dish up. I've had a long day. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here home at the Hollow. If you haven't already, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and drop me a comment below. And of course, hit the notification bell for when I do upload. Thank you again. I didn't have any problem slicing this, And I've got several leftover vegetables and a sweet potato, and you can see some of the orzo that just a little bit that I had left over. I'll drop a link to that video below, but let me see, let me grab a really quick fork. This is going to be so delicious. It held together just, oops, perfectly. It's totally great. At the end of a, really super busy day, it's just what was needed. I want to thank everyone for joining me here, home at the Hollow. Goodbye, y'all.